You go get an AED, you go call 911, beginning chest compressions. We're going to do scenario-based training. So whatever you would do in real life, we want you to do in here.
I'm getting nervous here. Genuinely, I can feel the heart rate going up a bit.
So am I.
The range versus this is like boxing versus self-defense. You're
Right.
not training for 3 rounds. You're not training to go back and forth. You're training 0 to 100. You're either drinking your coffee, having a conversation, or fighting to protect your life.
There's no time to think or waste. And what a lot of people think is that in a violent encounter is that there's going to be this turn taking. We're going to do scenario-based training. So whatever you would do in real life, we want you to do in here. So let's go over your use of force options. Your physical presence is a use of force option. Obviously, if you would run in real life, then run. If you would issue verbal commands, we expect you to issue verbal commands. If you would move to cover, move to cover. If you would get physically engaged, move towards the screen. And you're a fit, athletic male, right?
That doesn't mean I can do this under stress.
True, and most people aren't. If you're unarmed, then we would train you on how to handle these situations. Unarmed, the scenario for this one is that you're standing outside of a house of worship. The security guard has diarrhea, so you are standing out front, just sort of holding it down in your yellow vest out front, greeting people, all the things that you would say on a holiday or on a Sabbath or something like that. So I'll have you
Simulating real life scenario, right?
Yes.
So, and the most important thing that this gives you that a range might not is the real life adrenaline boost. Even though it's on a screen and they're not real people, we're training to work under stress and hopefully instead of be fearful as a response to the adrenaline, I use that adrenaline to drive me for what I've trained in these sort of scenarios. So
we want people to be robotic in a good way, just like we train people for CPR. So when you have CPR, it's airway, breathing, circulation, no pulse. I'm beginning CPR, you go get an AED, you go call 911, beginning chest compressions, and then just start. Because there's no time to think or waste. And what a lot of people think is that in a violent encounter is that there's going to be this turn taking. They think that, you're going to throw a punch, and then I'm going to throw a punch, or you're going to throw a few shots at me, and then I'm going to throw a few shots at you. And that's how cinema presents it, but it's not real life. So most people who come in here and they have training, they still freeze. Mm-hmm. Or like gun people will draw and then they'll get comfortable and then they'll...
It's like the range versus this is like boxing versus self-defense. You're not training for 3 rounds. You're not training to go back and forth. You're training 0 to 100. You're either drinking your coffee, having a conversation, or fighting to protect your life.